for somebody that's just getting started with using Instagram and
Mhm.
really coming up with a, digital marketing, like a way of kind of having a plan,
Mhm.
like what do you suggest so that they could really maximize Instagram without taking so much time? Because that's the other piece. Like Instagram of all the platforms takes a lot more time. So what's your, professional expertise in this area? Like how can we get started with Instagram where it's like really utilizing it in a way that can help us grow our business without it being a complete time suck? Hello, and welcome back to Beyond Common Business Secrets. Today, we have an amazing guest with us, Corey Walker. She is the co-author of Instagram for Dummies and Instagram for Business for Dummies. It's a how-to guide for using Instagram to market your business. She's also the owner of The Marketing Specialist, a digital marketing agency in El Dorado Hills, California. Corey works with several clients to produce social media strategies, including creating graphics and written content, advising on video, scheduling content, buying ads, and tracking and analysis. She loves helping businesses achieve success in the online world. Corey, I'm so excited that you're here. As though I help people with social strategy,
Mhm.
they get stuck in the execution off. So I'm so excited. A lot of the mindset coaching I do is really around getting business owners over that fear to optimize technology and so
Oh,
much
yeah.
about social.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is so amazing. I've been so excited that we were having you as a guest. So thanks for being here.
Of course.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your latest book, because I feel like that's so helpful to so many people.
Yeah. So these are the latest ones. So this Instagram for Dummies is the one that just released in December. So it's got very fresh content. You know how things change on a dime, but that one's still very relevant. Yeah. So Instagram for Dummies goes through everything from, how to set up a good profile and how to use all the different areas. It's got 2 chapters just on Reels, which I know is a big, sticking point for people. They have a lot of questions about Reels. So we walk through all of it. And I have 2 co-authors and we take all our own screenshots and we test everything. And then we have another person that goes through and tests it as well. So everything works and it's very simple. Most people have picked up a Dummies book for something or other.
Yeah.
And the way that it's written is just very broken out into steps. So if you are brand new to using Instagram, it's a great guide for getting started.
So I love that you said that, because before we started recording, I had just said to Corey, I get asked 12 times a day, how do I record a reel? And to be honest, I have struggled in this area. So if we can dive in, because here's the thing, I can do talking head videos all day long. It's all good. So those are my reels where I know I could maximize, but I feel like every time I hit the wrong button and it clicks here. So are you saying that inside the new Instagram for Dummies book that it has screenshots of step-by-step visuals?
Yes, it
Okay,
does.
I would have bought that already. Okay.
It's on Amazon.
I'm getting it as soon as we're done with our with this episode today, because that's the thing. Like I'm visual as a learner. So even though I've even taken courses, so please help break this down, because I feel like people ask me this question and I'm like, I just wing it, but I have not figured it out, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want me to walk you through, basically when you're on your profile, there's the little plus at the top and that will drop down to all the different, things that you can do, posts, stories. So you're just going to click the Reels option and that's going to take you into the screen that is the story screen. So you have to make sure you're toggled onto Reels. And then you can just scroll through at the bottom if you want to put on some kind of filter. So I usually do a light filter. I always tell people, don't do these crazy filters where if someone saw you on the street, they would not even recognize you. So that's one tip.
That is, you know, what's funny? I always say I'm really grateful that we're in this day and age of technology that why not use a filter like to fix a wrinkle or two, but you want it to look like you, right?
Yes,
Like
exactly.
now it's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So if your eyelashes are out to here and your nose is like this tiny little point, like don't do that. Just
So we don't want to look like Minnie Mouse. We want to look like
right. Right. Yeah, anyway, so you can go through and toggle through to see the filter you want, or you can do no filter. If you want no filter, that's totally great too. And then on the side, there's all different things that you can use to add music. So if you want to add music, you can click that. One tip that a lot of people get that they struggle with on the music is if you are a business account, like a professional account, which most businesses do choose that, you'll have a very slim amount of music available. You're not going to get your Taylor Swift and all of that stuff.
I never have any of like the stuff I really want to play. So
yes,
that we have discovered. Okay.
So, but what you can do, what I do is I will flip it over either to personal or creator, and then all of that gets unlocked. So I'll literally like toggle over to personal. I'll put that in my video, post it, and then switch back to business, and it stays in there. So it's just in that little process where you're picking the music. If you can toggle, like before you go to create your reel, toggle back to being personal or a creator, they'll let you have the music. And the reason is royalty fees and things like that. They don't want you selling your product through your business with Taylor Swift in the background, because you should really be paying royalties to Taylor Swift if you're doing that. So that's kind of the reason behind that. But
if you're making a reel to help educate people on how to do something like a tip,
yeah,
and that's the song of Taylor Swift that will kind of like connect the audience to it, then that's I get what you're saying. Then that's not to sell your product. Got it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the whole reason they don't allow that book of music on a professional account. That's the reasoning behind it, because they don't want you to use it to sell stuff. Yeah. So then, there's a number of different things on the left-hand side. And I mean, I could talk to you for 2 hours about that.
We should maybe do a live masterclass about that.
Yes.
There's so much of that. Mm-hmm. And I often will get like a lot of business owners are like, okay, does anyone have a course what's just simple, like how to do this? I don't want to know anything else. I just want to, so keep that in mind. I do get asked that a lot. I'm like, not like, it's like, there's all the pieces that they feel like they have a marketing strategy in place, but how to do actual reels, just the step-by-step is really like, they're like something fast and efficient.
Well, I do also on my website. So my website's themarketingspecialist.com. And I do have an ebook that's just reels.
Oh, okay.
So it's about 28 pages. So if somebody wants to do that, you can download it, right away.
We'll include that in the show notes for this episode.
Yeah.
So let's like that. It's so funny that we were talking about that, because it's just something that I get asked all the time. And I'm like, oh, all right. I'm sure I know someone. So Corey's your person for that.
Yes.
So the other thing is, so for somebody that's just getting started with using Instagram and really coming up with a, digital marketing, like a way of kind of having a plan, like what do you suggest so that they could really maximize Instagram without taking so much time? Because that's the other piece. Like Instagram of all the platforms takes a lot more time. So what's your, professional expertise in this area? Like how can we get started with Instagram where it's like really utilizing it in a way that can help us grow our business without it being a complete time suck? Because that's the challenge that I've suffered myself and that I hear from a lot of business owners.
Yeah. So my hack or tip for that is batching. So I use Canva. So a lot of people use Canva now, and I will just create a ton of content. So say like Monday is your content day, or if you want to tackle it on the weekend or whatever, have, one day a week where you make several posts. I like doing carousels. They tend to perform a little bit better than just a, one graphic type thing. So I'll create, I also have a virtual assistant, so that helps. But so sometimes, he'll create some things for me. And then you can schedule them all out, on that Monday or on Fridays, whatever your, day is.
Do
But if
you
you can,
use the schedule app? Like, since you said schedule, do you use the schedule app to schedule your carousels?
I use Later.
Okay.
Yeah. And that one I found is a good one for people. Like there's so many schedulers out there, but a lot of them, if you're just a small business and you're just doing your own, you don't want to pay $200 a month, you know? So
Yeah.
some of them are really expensive and they're meant for more agency type things. And so agencies are willing to pay $200 a month because they've got all their clients flowing through it. But if you're just small business owner and you're doing it for yourself, I like Later because it's very affordable and it has everything that I need. And it will do Instagram, it'll do, let's see, LinkedIn, Facebook, I think Twitter, it does TikTok now too. So it's a great way to schedule it all for all of your different platforms.
Yeah, Later is one that we've used for years. So I can include links to Canva and Later, of course, in this, just for people that are looking for some time saving, some, batch creation and time saving. And I love what you said about having a content day. Do you have like a time frame of like how long it should take? You know what I'm saying? So that it like really, because there's like this ROI thing.
Yes.
How much time am I really investing here? And what's the return?
I mean, it really depends. So some of this takes forward planning, like, earlier in the year. So I talk to people about having content pillars. So a content pillar, you might have 5 different areas of your business that you talk about. So say you're a dog trainer. And so you might have one pillar that talks about the best ways to like walk your dog. So walking dog tips, and one might be on nutrition, and one might be with how to incorporate your dog into your family, stuff like that. So you might have 5 different categories that you kind of always talk about, but then you break those down into further detail. So the dog walking, one post might be about how to get your dog to ignore other dogs on a walk. And then another one might be, how to make your dog keep walking and not stop every 2 seconds to smell the ground. Stuff like that.
My dog's ears are going like this, like that's like he's going to start barking, which will be hilarious.
Yeah. So I don't even have a dog. I have cats. So I don't know why I used that example, but
it's so good though. Cause I was like, he literally is like, they're talking about me. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So if you start out with those content pillars and then can break that down into different topics within each pillar, having that foundation is going to make the content creation, on that Monday a lot easier. So you might even break it down further and say like, okay, Mondays, I'm always going to have a dog of the week. So maybe you have, like all different people that are your fans and they send in pictures of your dog. So that's Monday is always dog of the week. Tuesday is always going to be dog walking tips. Wednesday is going to be the best nutrition for your dog, stuff like that. So that can help you.
Do you feel like having the content pillars and then having the same day of the week is like that? Do you think that's a great strategy for people starting out with Instagram?
I mean, I think it's nice for people that like to have structure. It's also can be really nice for your audience. So if your audience, is really captivated by your account and they know like, oh, every Monday they're going to share, a dog of the week, and they get excited about that, they start tuning into that and saying like, oh, every Monday she's going to do this thing. So that can be a great way, because if you have something really special that people enjoy and they know when to expect it, then they're going to keep coming back for it.
So if you put something like this in place, how can you test it to get it to the point that it's something that people are expecting and they really are enjoying it, they want it, how do you test that to make like, because that is adorable idea. Like if it's like the dog of the week, Yeah,
I mean, basically you can go into if you have a business account, you can go into the professional dashboard and you can look at all your stats and see, you know, how many people are reacting to this, how many people are commenting on this, sharing this, saving this. That's a big one too, is I always tell people that, you know, likes are great, but if people are saving your content, that means that they really want to go back to it. Like something in that clicked to them and they said, oh, this is really like good information, or really something I want to share with people later. So if people are saving it, that's like your golden ticket. Now, unfortunately, you can't see who's saving it.
Yeah.
But if you see a post and it has, you know, say it has 100 likes and then it has 70 saves, that is a winner. So keep track of those saves. But yeah, go in your professional dashboard and see what's getting the most, engagement, and that is what you want to start replicating.
That's wonderful. So what is, what's the type of client that you usually work with in growing their Instagram platform like that?
So I have a really odd mix. I have a big like corporate healthcare client that I do a ton of stuff for, medical groups and hospitals, things like that. But then I also do some restaurants. So completely different. And then lately I've been getting a lot more realtors. So so it's shoots all different, you know, sides of my brain, but it's all interesting to me and I love it. So
I love that. Well, it's like once you have that formula or method of anything, I think it really does apply to all businesses then, right?
It does. Yes, it does.
So, what is the thing that you look for within a business to like their secret sauce? Like, what is the way that you magically bring that out of a business?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we definitely do look at the core of who they're trying to reach. I mean, that's like the number one thing that you want to look at before you start content pillars or anything, is who is your main audience, and try and pin it down. I tell people, create that avatar. So say you're marketing to moms, really say, okay, my key mom is named Sarah, and, she has 3 kids and she is also working part-time, really like create that person and then go from there. So we look at who their person is. And then we will go through and kind of look at, okay, well, what type of content would that person like? And then we built out the content pillars and all of that. So it starts with the audience and how we can really relate to that person.
I mean, that I love that because it's, that just speaks to all the reasons why we market in general, right? It's like, so that's where Instagram's a tool, right? It's just one of the many tools we can use to share our message. I'm going to give you like this example because this is been a little bit of a challenge for me personally. So I'm sure our entire audience for Beyond Common Business Secrets, because they've, been part of the journey of this process. So I started out in like the self-care industry, which in the beauty and salon arena, that was like where I had my first very successful business for many years. And then I transitioned to, I always was coaching even before that. So I always was a coach, always was teaching people on stage since I was 18, literally. It was like, but it happened by accident. Like someone's like, oh, can you help me teach my staff that? And sure. Like, it was like, like you stumble in a puddle and then I'm a coach. Right. So it was like not a really like focus. It's just, like someone asked me to help them and I did. And then I had another business. So then for years we were, training and coaching people in the salon world. And then that was like the realm of where everything was. And then when I sold the salon, I had started writing books and now we have books and speaking. So for me, it's really interesting because I can help all businesses. Right. But Instagram is the one that like I struggle with. So it's like, what do you suggest? Because this will be really cool if I can implement what you show so that sort of our whole community can watch. Because the thing is that, I think the person that we talk to is, her name is Sarah, and she is a mother of three who is, she's an overwhelmed business owner that wants to be a good mom, but also wants to make a positive impact in the world with her business and really, really show up as the best version of herself in both areas, her business and her mom life. So that's like my target person.
Yes. So, did you say Sarah because I said Sarah, or was your person's name really Sarah?
Sarah.
Oh,
it's really Sarah in our stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, that's
in
funny.
Our brand guide for our team. Like her name is Sarah.
Oh, there you go.
I love that. You said that. That's what triggered it, that I'm like, you know what? This must be the divine speaking.
Because I think I said 3 kids too. So I was like,
say this to Corey right now because that's so weird. That's actually what triggered it for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would dive into what Sarah's problems are and how you can fix Sarah's problems. So I would say, like, what are Sarah's top 10 struggles, and then create content that addresses how you can help her with those struggles. Because that's what most people, when they're searching for a coach or a product, it's because they have some kind of problem that needs to be solved. Like, why do you buy a certain shampoo? Well, I buy a certain shampoo because I highlight my hair and it gets dry. So my problem is that my hair's dry. And so I need a shampoo that has moisture. So if I was the shampoo company, I would talk about, how my shampoo solves your dry hair problems. So that's what you should do with Sarah is figure out, well, what are these big things that she struggles with and how can I resolve that for her?
I love that. It's so interesting because at the end of the day, the problems are universal, right? It's like, that's the piece that's universal, no matter what business you're in.
Yeah.
That's why even though now I have clients that are veterinary, they're medical veterinary doctors. I have an engineer firm that I work for from the UK. Go figure. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, it's really a universal thing. I think it's like human to human.
Yes.
So I love that. So if somebody wants to get more information and dive deeper with you, Corey, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah. So you can go to my website, themarketingspecialist.com. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Corey C. Walker. So it's CoreyCwalker. So if you follow me on Instagram, I share tips pretty much daily, not always every day, but most days. I do lots of carousels. And it's all, breaking Instagram news, how-tos, all of that kind of stuff. So if you want to learn more about Instagram, I will teach you more about Instagram.
I love that. And we always ask all of our guests, like, do you have a business secret that you think every business owner needs to know?
Oh, let's see.
It could be about anything, of course, but it doesn't.
Oh, well, okay. So yeah, my new love is ChatGPT. So if your business owners are not using that at all, they should check it out because it's a great way if you're looking to create more content, more written content, or just generate more ideas. Have you been using it at all?
Yeah, I actually was like, I think the first person to use it. Because I've been using other AI tools forever. Like, people always ask me how I get so much done. I'm like, well, because I'm a creative idea person, but I need it to like be logical and make sense for people because I'm always like 12 miles ahead. So I've been using all different AI tools, but I have this like warning that I give people. Like, you can end up going down a rabbit hole. If we work with a lot of creative business owners, I'm like, set a timer, have one topic that you want to research, and then be done. Like, have very clear parameters so that you don't go down a rabbit hole and then think you're going to build a whole brand new business tomorrow.
It's definitely easy to do. And yeah, so my disclaimer is that, if you're using it, say like I'll have it write a blog post, definitely go back through, proofread it, make it your own, maybe add like a personal story, because it's great for, like, I'll use it on my website for kind of SEO purposes and just have some articles out there that just, are helpful to my website. But if it's something I'm going to share more, on Instagram or wherever, I will kind of take that as a base, and then I'll soup it up and make it better. And then the ChatGPT-3 was built basically in 2021, so it's not always 100% accurate anymore. So you have to go through and make sure.
Well, I have 4 and it's still not accurate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's definitely like great for creating mass amounts of content, but you have to put yourself in the story is what you have to go through it and make sure it doesn't sound ridiculous, because it needs the human touch. It needs that.
Exactly.
So I always look at like all technology. It's like, in the world of tech, we use it as a tool, right? But we have to add the human piece of it into it to really maximize the benefit of it. But you can get so much more done, which I love that your area of expertise that you're recommending, we do that. So thank you for confirming that we're on the right path.
Yes, for sure.
Like, that's really helpful. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Corey.
You're welcome.
Appreciate all of your advice and wisdom. So you guys go check out Corey Walker. I love that she spells it with an E, just like me. My dad always said it has to be the EY or it's not right. So we're in that same EY family. So take care and hope you are having the most beyond common kind of week. See you on the next one.